I want you to imagine something. You spend 2 years of your life building something from nothing. Late nights, skipped weekends, bad coffee at 2 in the morning. You give up parties, relationships, sleep, all of it because you believe in what you're making. And then one morning, you wake up, you sit down at your desk, you open your computer, and it's gone. Every single file, every project, every hour of footage, every edit, gone. Not a virus, not a crash, not an accident. Someone did it on purpose. Someone who slept 15 feet away from you. Someone you trusted. My name's Marcus, and this is the story of what I did next. I moved in with Dylan about 18 months before everything fell apart. We met through a mutual friend, seemed like a good fit on paper. Both in our early 30s, both working in tech-adjacent fields, both night owls. He was doing freelance graphic design. I was grinding away on my YouTube channel, building an audience around tech tutorials and gadget reviews. At first, it was fine. Better than fine, honestly. Dylan would bring coffee to my desk when I was editing. We'd watch movies on Friday nights. He seemed genuinely interested in what I was doing. But somewhere around month 6, something shifted. I started getting traction. Real traction. My subscriber count was climbing fast. Brand deals started coming in. I was getting recognized in comment sections. People were tagging me in posts. And Dylan started getting quiet. Not the comfortable kind of quiet, the other kind. The kind where someone smiles at you, but it doesn't reach their eyes. I noticed him watching my screen when he walked past my room. I noticed him checking my social profiles when he thought I wasn't looking. Small things. Things I told myself I was imagining. I wasn't imagining them. About 2 months before the incident, Dylan started making comments. Little ones at first. Must be nice doing YouTube as a job. Surprised people actually watch that stuff. I've been doing design for 8 years and I still can't get clients. You just talk into a camera. I tried not to take the bait. I'd shrug it off, change the subject, tell him it wasn't as glamorous as it looked. But the comments kept coming and they kept getting sharper. One night we got into a real argument about it. He'd had a few drinks and the mask slipped completely. He told me my content was luck, that I'd gotten a bump from an algorithm and I was writing it like I'd actually earned it. I told him that was ridiculous. He told me I was arrogant. I went to my room and closed the door. We didn't speak much after that, just the basic pleasantries of two people sharing a space, passing in the kitchen, nodding in the hallway. I should have started looking for a new place that night. Instead, I kept editing. It was a Tuesday. I'd been out all day, hardware store, coffee shop, a quick meeting with a potential sponsor. I came home around 7 in the evening, went straight to my desk, opened my project folder, and stopped. The folder was there, the labels were there, the structure was there, but the files inside were empty shells, not deleted, not moved to trash, gone. Overwritten, corrupted beyond recovery. 2 years of footage, unedited raw files, color-graded masters, archived series that I'd been planning to repost, custom motion graphics I'd built from scratch, over 100 hours, voiceover recordings, project notes, everything. My hands started shaking. I ran diagnostics, recovery software, everything a panicked person runs when they can't believe what they're seeing. Nothing. And then I noticed something. My browser history had been cleared. My shortcuts had been rearranged slightly, the kind of subtle shift that happens when someone who doesn't use your machine every day tries to navigate it. And there was a new application installed, a file scrubbing tool, the kind that doesn't just delete, it overwrites the sectors repeatedly so nothing can be recovered. Someone had been on my computer, someone who knew exactly what they were looking for. I stood in the middle of my room for a long time, just standing, just thinking. Dylan was home. I could hear his TV through the wall. And I made that decision right then. I wasn't going to yell, I wasn't going to cry, I wasn't going to confront him and give him the satisfaction of watching me fall apart. I was going to be very, very calm, and I was going to wait. Here's the thing about working in tech. You develop a certain kind of patience, a methodical brain. You learn to think 5 steps ahead because one mistaken script can cascade into 100 broken things. I'm very good at what I do, and Dylan had made a fundamental error in judgment. He assumed that because I made YouTube videos for a living, I didn't understand what was underneath the surface. He was wrong. Over the next 48 hours, while Dylan sat in his room designing logos and thinking he'd gotten away with it, I got to work. His passwords were not as secure as he thought. I knew his old email from when we'd split a streaming account. I knew he reused variations of the same base password. I'd watched him type it once without him realizing. I didn't rush. I built a list, a very careful, very complete list. His external hard drives, his cloud storage, his design portfolio backups, his client files, his project archives, his accounting software, his social accounts, his professional subscriptions. Everything he had built over 8 years of freelance work. I won't walk you through every detail of what happened next, but I will tell you this. When I finally sat back from my keyboard, I had methodically locked Dylan out of everything he relied on digitally. His design files, gone, overwritten, just like mine. I used the same scrubbing tool he installed on my machine. Poetic, right? His cloud backups, canceled. Storage services terminated with account deletion, no recovery window. His professional email linked to every single client relationship he spent years building, gone. His portfolio site, locked. The domain registration was tied to a billing account I now had access to. I let it lapse. His accounting records for tax fillings, gone. His social presence locked out with recovery emails changed. 8 years of work, gone in one night. I packed a bag. I'd already found a new apartment that afternoon. I'd already called the building management to arrange a short notice move. I wasn't doing this and staying. I left his spare key on the kitchen counter. I walked out the door at 3 a.m. without saying a word. I heard from him 3 days later, a series of frantic texts, then voicemails, then a long, rambling message that started with accusations and ended somewhere close to begging. He knew it was me. Of course he did. He threatened to go to the police. I told him to go ahead, that I was happy to discuss who installed scrubbing software on my computer first. That conversation ended quickly. What I lost, the footage, the projects, some of it was genuinely irreplaceable. I won't pretend otherwise. There were series I'd spent months on that I had to rebuild from scratch. It set me back hard. But here's what Dylan didn't understand about creative people. We don't just have the files. We have the knowledge, we have the experience, we have the skill set. You can delete what I made, you cannot delete what I know. I rebuilt faster than he expected. Within 3 months, I was further ahead than before the incident. New equipment, a tighter format, better content. The channel grew. Dylan, from what I heard through mutual connections, spent the better part of a year trying to reconstruct his client relationships from memory and explain to the IRS why his records had disappeared. I didn't lose a second of sleep over it. I've thought about that night a lot, whether I went too far, whether I became something I don't love about myself. Here's where I land. I didn't start the fire. I just made sure that when it burned in the right direction. Some people mistake patience for weakness. They see someone focused, grinding quietly, and they think that person won't fight back. That's a mistake. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the one loudest one. It's the one sitting quietly in the corner, thinking 5 steps ahead. If you made it this far, you already know how I feel about loyalty, trust, and what happens when someone mistakes kindness for a target. Drop a comment and tell me, would you have done the same, or would you have gone further? And if you want more stories like this, real, raw, and unfiltered, hit that subscribe button. I'll be right here.